Hello, everybody. This is Nick DeTero, Professor of Information Technologies and Computer Science, Lakeland Community College. In this series of videos, we are using Burp Suite to test or put a web development under some kind of stress, or we're looking for some kind of bug, or we're looking for some kind of vulnerability. We have to suspend disbelief a little bit. Many of these techniques would take hours, days, weeks. We would use automation. We would download a whole bunch of web pages and then scan them, the HTML code. But because I know what the outcome is, I can sit here and I can do it fairly quickly. It's not that easy. I just want to keep stressing that. But the methodology used is what we would use in a real environment. It would just take us longer time using additional tools. Let's go up to my screen and let's break down what I'm going to do. First of all, the attack I'm going to do, or the bug hunt I'm going to do, is what they call an insecure direct object reference. Let me do a little adult story hour here. An insecure direct object reference, an IDOR, is a type of access control vulnerability. And what that means is somebody, in this particular example, the amount of control that the end user has is well above what they should have, right? So the end user, the person on the browser, has the ability to manipulate important information or sensitive information on the web server. And the example that I'm going to do in this video is pretty simple. It's just going to be really, but you understand that I should not, as a web user, have this much control. And then if I was to discover it, I would report it as a bug bounty. So this is what we call an insecure direct object reference. I should not have the amount of control that I will have in this demonstration. So let me shrink this down. Well, here I am. I've turned on my Burp Suite. If I go here, it's turned on. Interceptor is turned off. If you remember from other videos, or if this is the first video you're watching, intercept means that is stopping the traffic from the browser to the web server so I can look at it and then send it off to the web server. So it's intercepting the traffic between the browser and the web server. I have that turned off. What I want to do is let that go up to the server and let the server correspond back to the web browser or the user agent. So interceptor is turned off. Now, Burp Suite will be collecting the web traffic, but not intercepting it, not stopping it. So let's go to my Mozilla here. Let me make sure that I have, Burp Suite is the proxy, so that's good. And if any of this is new, go back to some of my other videos explaining what Burp Suite is, how it works, and some of the other techniques that we use for interception or repeating. Today we're going to be using repeating. So let me go to the website that we're testing. I'm going to need to log into the testing environment. Right? This is not what I'm testing here. This is just logging into this test environment, and the credentials are bbug. And the one I want to do today, I'm going to scroll down, or in this video, I'm going to scroll. Where is it? The insecure DOR. And we're going to do ordering tickets and say, let's hack this. Let's see how this would potentially work. Very rudimentary. This is kind of like a Ticketmaster where I'm purchasing tickets. So it says, how many movie tickets would you like to order? Each ticket is $15. How many I would like to order? I would like to order one ticket. Okay, he says you ordered one movie ticket, total amount charged for you for your account automatically 15 euros. Right? Thank you very much. Now, we're going to look at Burp Suite and we're going to look at the HTML communication between the user agent or the browser and the web server. And we're going to be looking for poorly written code. For example, how did they write this code? Did they access a database to find the price of the ticket? You will notice that the price of the ticket is written here. Was that did they get it from a database or did they potentially hard code it right into the web page? So let's go to Burp Suite. And here is the traffic. Now, I'm going to keep reiterating this because I talk about this in a bunch of classes. Every time you surf the internet, it's dragging down that entire web page onto your machine. And we're going to use that to our advantage. We're going to look at the communication between the browser, the web server, the wizard, and the browser. And here's a bunch of things. I'm not concerned with the BWAP login, the BWAP portal. I'm going to jump. Here's we suspend disbelief here. I'm going to jump immediately to the BWAP insecure DOR, the GET. That was the original connecting to that particular web page and then having it brought down to my machine. So if I click on that, here is the request. The request basically says, go to that web page and bring it down. And let me take a look at it. And if you remember, it said each ticket was worth $5. Reasonable disbelief. We have to suspend disbelief. So I spend some time looking at the response. That's what's coming down from the web server. I spend some time on the response. And as I scroll, I'm paying attention. Here's where it would take additional time. And then lo and behold, I notice something right here. Make sure we're not covering it up. All right. I noticed something right here. It says, how many movie tickets would you like to order? 15 euros per ticket. That's just the text coming to the screen. Not a big deal. I can't really change it or do anything with that. That's just the text from the webpage. It says, I would like to order the name, quantity, one, price, etc. But right here, let me scroll up just a little bit. This line right here, line 73. That is, again, the HTML code coming from the web server down to my machine. Somebody hard coded the price of the ticket in the web page. Now, one of the secure coding practices is no, you don't want to hard code prices into your web page because you want to acquire that price someplace else. So this gets pulled down to my machine, and now my machine is saying, okay, I have this information. When I do a post, it's going to use that hard-coded value of 15. Now, I can't go up to the web page and change the hard coding of that. But what I can do is I can take a look at my post. Remember up here, we have the get, and now we have the post. And my post says, I bought one ticket. I'm looking at right here. And the price of that ticket, which was hard coded in the web page at $15. You know what? What if I repeat this request? Because this is the request that I sent to say, give me one ticket at $15. What if I repeat this request? Not go back to the web page, but use Burp Suite to resend or repeat this request. But now I'm going to craft it a little bit. And when I did send it, let's go back here. When I did send it initially, it did respond back. All right. I missed it. Sorry. It did respond back that, hey, you bought one. Let me find it. It took me a couple minutes to find. That's why I paused it. Here again, here's the request where I sent it quantity of one at $15, and down here, here is the response. You ordered at line 81 on this side. You ordered one ticket, one movie ticket. Total amount charged to your account is 15 euros. Right? So they sent that information back. I want to repeat this, but I want to change the value. So remember here, 115, and then the response back was 15. Let's change it. I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to do a right click, and I'm going to say send to the repeater. Right now, if you go up here, you'll notice that repeater has turned a different color. If I click on repeater, here it basically copied that request and put it in the repeater section, allowing me to manipulate it or craft it. And you'll notice that it still says ticket quantity of 1 at price of 15. What if I want to say, give me 10 tickets for the price of $5 each? So now I'm going to send this request back up. Okay, I'm going to send the request back up, and I'm going to tell it, give me 10 tickets at $5 each. And the response back over here, let's scroll down. I think it was like at 81. There we go. It says right here, you ordered 10 tickets. I'm not covering it up. You ordered 10 tickets, and the total amount charged for your account automatically is 50 euros. If I was to go to the webpage, I don't see this. This is not on the webpage. This is communication between Burp Suite and the webpage, but you could imagine, let's use our collective imagination, maybe the other information that they didn't use here is your username, your address, your credit card information. What's more important is you see that because somebody hard coded a value into the web page, it allowed the bad actor to go in there and change that value. A better approach, obviously a more secure approach, is not to hard code that value into the web page. So let's go back to BWAP here, and let's just change the security settings a little bit. Instead of low, meaning it was hard coded, let's change it a little bit. We'll change it to medium. We're going to set the current security value here. Give it a second. So now the current security value is medium. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to say, okay, it's still, I can't change the value here on the screen, but it says, okay, this is going to cost $15. All right, I'm going to buy one ticket. Confirm it. Give it a second. Now, while it's working on that, now we begin to think about all the things that are going on between the browser, the user agent, and the server. Everything is, you're posting, you're getting. Posting means we send it up to the server. Getting means we retrieve it back from the server. So now we're just not surfing the web, which is important to us, but it's all this interaction that's going on between the two. Let's go back to Burp Suite and let's take a look at what traffic was generated when we raise the level of security. So I'm going to go back to the proxy. I'm going to go back to HTTP history. And here is the updated insecure DOR, suspending disbelief for a second. In a real situation, I might be looking at hundreds of these requests and response, and they're not going to tell me, okay, this is the one you're looking for. I know what I'm looking for, but here we go. So now, if I look here, the initial get, that's this one here. So we changed the security level. The initial get, if I go down to, I think it was around line 73, they did not hard code the value. The value is coming from someplace else, but it's not here anywhere. So the hard coded value is not coming down to my machine. If I was to look at the post value in this situation, you can see down here The only information that I am shooting up now is the quantity of one. We don't see the price in the post. In the first example, repeating myself here, no pun intended, I had both access to the number of tickets and the price. In this situation, the price never came down. So when I post this information, the only information I'm now posting is the number of tickets. So it's going to go up to the server with just the quantity of tickets, and it's going to let the server determine how much I pay. It's a much secure environment. So why even repeat this? I'm going to get the same results. I can do that. If I say send to repeater and I go up to repeater now, what can I change? Can I change the quantity? Yeah, if I change the quantity, it's just going to keep the euro amount there. Let's do that. Let's say I go out there and I buy 5 tickets. Big deal. And if I send it, the response back, if I scroll down, I think it was around 80-ish. Okay. Oh, here we go. It's right there. It says you ordered 5 tickets at $15 a ticket. That's $75. So let's wrap some things up here. This was a really easy demonstration of poor web development where somebody hard coded the value of a ticket in the web page. So when a user accessed it, that information came down, all that information came down to the user, and it allowed the user to change the quantity of tickets and the price of the tickets. When we allow the server to raise the level of security, we said no. The only thing that's going to be pulled down to the user is the quantity, how many tickets the user can buy. Once that was sent back to the server, then the server is going to go out to a database and says, okay, these particular tickets are $15. At no time did that amount come down to the server. So we would report, or the pen tester, the bug bounty hunter would report this and say, somebody wrote a web page where they hard coded the ticket and the price, it's coming down. You need to the only thing that should be being requested is quantity. And then the calculations are based upon after the quantity is set up. Simple little demonstration. A lot of these little demonstrations are very simple because you know the outcome, but it's still the same principle. Many times a bug bounty individual will look at web pages and see where things are hard coded, or at a minimum, see what's being pulled down, right? Here, medium security, the only thing that's being pulled down is a request for the number of tickets. So that being said, let's go and learn something.